laugh at me, but Bayindir's made mistakes and he's still been given opportunities. I know at the first attempt you can't just throw goalkeepers to the side because, as I said, it's one of the hardest positions and you've got to give them a run of games. But when I see him, he doesn't just fill me with confidence, and I don't think he fills a lot of the Man United defenders, but I feel Tom Heaton deserves an opportunity. They've just brought in the new goalkeeper, Lammers, and I think he got the potential to be number one, but he's young. I know in footballing terms, people would say, yeah, he is young, but even in goalkeeper terms, it's even more younger because he hasn't got the experience. But if you're young enough, you're good enough, and we've seen that with outfield players this season.
So you're sitting on the fence there, basically.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the fence because until I see him come in and see what he's like as a goalkeeper, I know where he's come from, but I haven't seen a lot of him. You can't really judge him too much, but I think he should be given the opportunity because Man United do have a problem in that goalkeeping area. I think they're fine over the rest of the pitch, they need to improve, but in that goalkeeper area, they need to find out who's number one. And if Amarin says he's my number one, he has to stick with him. Whether he makes mistakes, a couple of mistakes, 2 or 3 mistakes, he has to stick with him.
What have you made of Manchester United so far then? Grimsby, probably a night to forget, but them in the Premier League as well. Yes, they've got a win on the board, but they needed a late penalty against Burnley to get those 3 points.
I was at the 2 games. I was at the game against Arsenal where I thought they were fantastic. Just couldn't score, and then the goalkeeper makes a big mistake again. At the end of the day, they come away with a point. Or even maybe 3 points if they could finish as well. But the difference was Arsenal had David Raya that day, so it's totally different. The Fulham game, they were good, missed big chances. I think if Bruno Fernandes scores the penalty, I think it's a totally different game. Cunha had a superb touch, but Leno had 2 or 3 good chances and he hit the post. So it's moments for Man United at the moment. That is it's moments. But then they go to play against Burnley, and probably every Man United fan's thinking, we will get these 3 points comfortably. But you can't. It's the Premier League. They did, and it was a hard one. But if ever you want your main man to step up, I know he missed the previous week against Fulham, but he is their best player, Bruno Fernandes, and he's so key to them how he's going to be this season. But they need to start getting results. They need Cunha back fit. He went off with a hamstring injury, but the front 3 look good. I can't judge Šeško as yet. I know a lot of people commented, why did you take the 10th penalty? And I have to agree, I didn't like that he took the 10th penalty because own it. If you've been bought for 70 million, whether you got cramp or no cramp, just step up and take the penalty. So you can't judge him just as yet. The season just started. But I thought from the first 2 games, Man United would have a very good season.
And then you saw the Grimsby game.
And then I saw the Grimsby game, and then I saw the Burnley. I thought, let's wait and see.
I think a lot of people thought that.
Yeah, but we're still early on in the season. You can't judge them just as yet.
Just before we move on, another player I want to ask you about actually is Kobbie Mainoo.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk about him recently. Obviously, during the window, it was, will he go out on loan? That obviously didn't happen. Then there was this Instagram post recently that picture from the film Whiplash, and Cole Palmer commenting. It's got everybody talking. What do you make of this situation? Is there a feeling that Manchester United should maybe be protecting him a little bit more, or do something to help him?
They should be doing something to help him. I feel sorry for him. He's still a youngster. Remember, you got to think 2-3 years ago, he was in the England squad and he was fantastic. You don't just lose it overnight. As a youngster, you do suffer from confidence, and I think that's him at the moment. But Ruben Amorim, if he plays that 2 in there, Kobbie Mainoo can play in there. I know he plays Casemiro, that's got the experience, and he even brings on Agate ahead of him. Agate is not I know he's got more experience, but he's not a better footballer than Kobbie Mainoo. So I think it was the right thing to keep him at Man United Football Club. Sometimes it's hard to go somewhere else, and I know you're going to get a bit of game time, but stay at that club, go and try and force your way into that team, because he's still at a huge football club. And Kobbie Mainoo, I like him as a player. Hopefully he gets his opportunities because he deserves it.
Yeah, a young player as well.
Exactly.
Next up then for Manchester United, once the Premier League returns from the international break, is the Manchester Derby on Super Sunday. United are currently a point better off than their great rivals. City have also made goalkeeper changes, bringing in Gianluigi Donnarumma to replace Ederson, who's also gone to Turkey, signing for Fenerbahce. Well, Joe Hart is looking forward to seeing arguably the world's best goalkeeper at the Etihad.
I've just tried to stay on it. I'm really pleased for James Trafford coming back. I think he earned his move. Ederson has been an unbelievable servant for the football club. He's revolutionised the game. He's a top goalkeeper. From what I know of him, I don't know him well, but he seems like a lovely person, and I'm really pleased for him. So successful. It looks like a very mutual ending of the relationship, and that's something personally I'd love to see. It looks like there was a lot of understanding there, a lot of trophies won, people shaking hands and looking each other in the eye and then saying we've got a different idea of what we want to do now. And then obviously bringing Donnarumma in, one of the monsters of the modern game, one of the best out there. They've got an incredible goalkeeping department, and I look forward to seeing how they do this year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Do you feel like Donnarumma could maybe be the difference for them?
Yeah, it could be the difference. You saw PSG when they won the Champions League last season, and even in the knockout stages, in the group stages, I thought it was fantastic. Some of the saves he made, is in particular when they were playing Aston Villa, it's fantastic. A lot of people say about playing out from the back. Well, first and foremost, as a goalkeeper, you're judged on making big saves. He makes big saves, and that's what you're judged on. I know you've got to be good with your feet. I totally get that. And they are losing a goalkeeper in Edison, who's probably was the best ball-playing goalkeeper there was in the Premier League. He could probably play out on field. He was that good, but they are going to miss him.
So this is a contrast, isn't it, really?
It is a contrast. It's a big contrast. But first and foremost, if I want my goalkeeper to be able to make world-class saves like Donnarumma can do, and I think someone like him with his potential coming there is fantastic. But look, you're seeing clips here. This is how good Edison was. He's just a fantastic goalie. Look at that. He's like, whoops, no, maybe not. Yeah, there, he does well there.
He didn't know
I thought he was going to make me a mistake there, but he's so casual. He doesn't panic, and I just think he's been a brilliant goalkeeper for them. Not just with his feet, but the big saves he's made. And when City were at their best, Edison played a big part. So he'd be sorely missed, but they do have a world-class goalie, if not one of the best in the world in Donnarumma.
I guess the big question is, what on earth does this mean for James Trafford then?
But listen, I feel sorry for him because it goes to show, well, who's making these signings at Man City? Because I'm looking at it and thinking, Trafford, you've bought him for big money. You know, he's involved with England. He's good at playing that with the ball at his feet. And obviously, I know he made a mistake in the first game against Tottenham from playing out from the back. But that's how Pep wants his teams to make. But made some big saves against Brighton, even though the result didn't go his way. So he's a young goalkeeper. He's left Burnley where he probably could have played week in, week out. It's hard to turn down Man City because one of the best teams. But if you're not going to be a regular...
What will he be thinking now?
Well, he's going to be thinking, I'm going to be the number 2. Because you don't bring in a player like Donnarumma's experience and then he's sitting on the bench. So he's thinking, what's happened there? Because he's basically going to be the number 2 now. Because Donnarumma's not going to come there and sit on the bench. So you feel sorry for him. Like, he wants to kickstart his career and do well in the Premier League. He's only had 2 or 3 games and now he's going to end up being number 2. So it doesn't sit right with me, that. But they are getting a world-class goalkeeper.
Yeah. Right, well, we cannot wait for this one. The Manchester derby, live from the Etihad. City up against United. Coverage of that starts from 4 o'clock for you on Sunday on Sky Sports Premier League.